Good afternoon if you are in Nigeria, and good day to you, or good morning, or good evening, as the case may be, if you're in all the parts of the world. It's another noonday here in Nigeria. I am in Port Harcourt, and my guest is in BC, Lagos, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, my guest is in Lagos, but we are both in Nigeria. So today, as I earlier scheduled, we will be looking at how to prevent burnout using self-care strategies for newborns and mothers. And I must tell you the absolute truth that for women, it's not an easy job. It's not an easy task. I give you a little bit of insight. I remember when my first son was born, he was sleeping with us in the same room. He had his own cot somewhere, but regularly he would wake up and cry for food and all those kind of things. And because we were in the same room, we couldn't let our house help to come into our room, with me and my wife. So my wife had to wake up, take care of him, and all those movements and all those things that were happening. Um, were affecting my sleep basically because for me I've noticed this right since I was a teenager. When my sleep is disturbed, it messes me up the entire day. So while I was also trying to help my wife sometimes by carrying the kid, carrying him and helping her with all the things that she was doing at the time, I would arrive at work the next day completely messed up. I mean, headaches, and sometimes, I mean, it was a mess for me at the time, and by the time the second child was coming, I told my wife, "Man, I don't think I don't want to experience the same thing that I experienced with the first child. Please, you're going to stay in a room by yourself with the house help, so that whatever happens in that room, you guys do your thing, so that I could go to work and be okay. I mean, at work. So thinking about it, I mean, what women go through to raise their kids. Even now, my kids are three. There are three of them that have grown. My first son is 10 years old now. They have grown. He has grown, and but still, sometimes I get back home, or even when I call my wife on the phone, the kids are at the background. Mommy, I want to eat. I want to do that and all. I mean, they are always on her neck. Even this morning, she said sometimes when she leaves the house, that's when she feels some level of calm. That kind of stuff. And I mean, training children is not something that is an easy task. And I've seen a lot of individuals who also, who have some women who have experienced postpartum depression, where they just want to snuff the life out of the kid and let the kid just die off and let
Yeah.
them, live their lives. And I see individuals say, no, depression is not real, blah blah blah, trying to demean the experiences of these women, right? But in a nutshell, being able to train children, I mean, among the women, for newborns and mothers, is not a great, I mean, it's not an easy task. And some of them end up getting depressed. Some of them, they experience burnout in training their kids, in raising children. So today we're going to be looking at that. If you're here, let's see where you're tuning in from. Let's know where you're tuning in from, whether you're in Nigeria or outside of Nigeria. Put your comment in the comment section and we can say hello to you. All right. So invite moms, invite mothers, invite other women to be part of this conversation. So this afternoon, I have with me BC. BC is going to be sharing with us how to prevent burnout. All right. So for mothers, as you are raising your kids, how do you take care of yourself? A friend of mine visited, and when she was coming, I looked out of the window. She was wearing something great, and that was my first time seeing her dressing like that. So when she came to my office, I was like, "Man, today you're looking different." No? And she was like, "Okay." Before her, I said, "Man, before you have been just leaving yourself just like that. Sometimes she wears clothes that are not ironed to come to my office. Sometimes she just lets her hair be like that." And she said she started looking into herself. Yesterday, she said she started looking into herself, and that now she's taking a lot more, greater care of herself. I said, "That's nice. That's good. Do it for yourself. I mean, it's not because you're raising kids that you're going to, let yourself just be that way because you're raising kids." And so I know that there are other many women who are like that, who are not taking care of themselves, who can't even go to the spa, who can't go for massage, who can't even take vacations for themselves. They just on the grind, in and out, taking care of kids without taking care of themselves, and they can experience burnout and depression. as the case may be. So today we are going to be looking at that. What can these women do? And I have BC is here with us to share with us on how women can prevent burnout using self-care strategies, as mothers or those who are taking care of newborns. Welcome, BC. BC, can you hear me?
All right, better now, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so welcome to the live stream.
Thank you so
It's
much.
good to have you here.
Thank you, sir.
So go ahead now and introduce yourself and teach us,
All right.
share with us how women can prevent burnout, using self-care strategies for themselves.
All right, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Don, God bless you, sir. This opportunity is sincerely appreciated. Thank you for giving me this wonderful privilege to talk to the people. Um, Thank you so much, sir. It's I honor and celebrate you, sir. And to everyone on this live stream, thank you for joining us. God bless you. As Mr. Mikanobis has rightly said, we're going to be looking at how mothers can use self-care strategy to prevent burnouts once they give birth. But I want to say something to you today. So he said you should invite every mother, all mothers should come. But I will say to you, invite mothers, invite fathers, invite in-laws, invite singles, because I want you to know something. There is this saying in my place, they would say it takes a village to cater to the needs of a child. And so it also takes a village to cater to the needs of a mother postpartum and even before the postpartum period. So I'm telling you, as much as we're able to go today, I'll be talking to the singles, I'll talk to the mothers, I'll talk to in-laws, and I will talk to the fathers, because all these people, they are very critical in helping mothers enjoy the journey of motherhood. If they're not helping them, a lot of things would actually happen. So as much as the time will permit us today, we'll look at all these things. And I would start with this. I love the story Mr. Mikanobi shared, and sincerely, I have my own stories too to share. And every mother I've worked with, they have their stories. So my name is BC Ojolo. I'm a certified marriage and relationship counselor and a trauma healing expert. I help you to enjoy your, love God so that you can enjoy your marriage and, everything in between. And so recently, why I'm so keen about mothers' cases is recently I started getting a lot of calls from mothers, though it's not new to me. I've always been getting that. Even as a single, I counsel a lot of mothers, even while I was still single. But recently, I'm getting calls that if one is not, there is something in therapy they call secondary trauma, that if I'm not careful myself, I could actually enter into a state of secondary, trauma, because of the way those things could get into me at times, like probably because I'm a woman, and as well I've experienced some things myself. For mothers that probably they have insensitive, husbands or the in-laws or people around them are just making them feel bad for the way they are feeling after birth or even during pregnancy, as if they are the only one to feel this particular thing. But I'm telling you, I want to say to every mother, every woman, you're trying. I'm not here to, paint things on the face and make you feel like, oh, you are a superhero. You're trying, and at whatever stage you are, celebrate yourself. I think that is very, very important. So understand that whatever you're feeling, it's not peculiar to you. It's not so like, oh, you are the only one, so you are hard. You're not hard. We all feel these things, but it might be different. What I'm feeling or what I felt during my own time might be different from what you will feel or what you're feeling. That's different. But every person, I'm telling you, have their stories to tell. And I would say, because Gidon has started with his own story, though he's a father, but I love the synergy between him and the wife. And so I would start with my story as well. To the glory of God, 2018 was when I became a mother. And when I got pregnant, I'm telling you, it was a wonderful experience. I will tell you, it was wonderful. I didn't feel anything. I was everywhere. I could do anything. I could jump up and down. Tell me to fly high. All I need to just ask you is, how high do you want me to fly? So I was everywhere. I was able to do everything. Even after the childbirth, though it was the process of giving it and everything, I gave birth. And then I was stitched. Episiotomy. It was a serious thing because my first son was 4.7 kg. But what happened was the scan actually deceived us. My scan would always show 3.5. I think the mass that it showed then was 3.6 something. It was in between 3.5, 3.6. So it's normal now, you can give it to the, but on getting to the delivery room, it was another thing, and it was a process as well. I won't want to share the stories so that it won't take much of our time. But I gave it to a very big child as a first timer, and it was big. I had episiotomy. That was another issue. I was stitched. It was a serious stitch, and like that, we went home and all those things. Then my second child came with our own thing. And that was, whenever I still remember, it makes me emotional at times because I'm telling you, my second child's pregnancy, I was a wreck. I became a shadow of myself. I've always been this very active person. Even when I'm down, like I'm sick, you won't see me sit down like that and be whining, and I still want to do something. It's only when I can't do again that you see me really sit down and say, oh, let people do. But then I became pregnant with my wonderful daughter, and I couldn't do anything. And I still remember vividly, January 12, the last time I remember I was myself, I went out, was January 9, 2022. That was 2021. Yeah, that was the last time I can remember that, yes, BC Ojolo was BC Ojolo. We had a meeting somewhere, so I went out. I was fine. I was okay. But on Monday, I think Monday, January 12, January 12, I just woke up. Even in the middle of the night, I just told myself, I said, I don't know what is happening to me. My whole body it was as if they eat something. They were, as in, my bones, my everything about me just became another thing. I mean, I couldn't do anything. And that was it. From that January 12 until I delivered her September 12, I'm telling you, I couldn't do anything. My husband had to come up for, talk of anything mothers experience. I did experience everything. I mean, from spitting to not being able to walk, from vomiting, from think of anything. Now the whole thing now got worse. I've shared it. People that are following me on my face, I've shared this story. I shared it last year when she clocked 1 because I was led to share it, and I did share the little I could share. Now, getting to June 2021, I went to the restroom. I went to wee, and I just saw, when I wanted to clean up, I just noticed a stain. That was a blood. Kai, what is this? I was like, God. So thank God my husband was around, COVID happened and people were working from home. So I just told him, so that see what happened and everything. And so we had to go to the hospital. I had a scan done. They told me we all know what could be, threatened miscarriage. First, my heart sank, but I was like, and they said they would, have to be on best dress from that June till I delivered. That was the thing, because of my age too and all those things. And sincerely, I wasn't feeling too well, like, with everything I've passed through, why will it be this again and everything? I asked the doctor that come, because I understood what depression could do at that point, because I can't just fathom, like, staying that long. You told me I could, if I can come on, and I said I will rest at home. So I had to come home. By the time we delivered, that was another thing. Now, after delivery, I'm sharing my story with you so that you know that you're not hard as a woman. If you're feeling anything and people are thinking you're different, yes, embrace your uniqueness, embrace your difference, and know that you won't be the same with everybody. Now, postpartum, we noticed that this baby wasn't growing. She wasn't growing. She was not growing. You understand? She wasn't growing. And what is happening? This girl is eating. Why wasn't she growing? So after a while, we felt we should go back to where we gave birth. We took her there, they checked. And what the doctor slammed us was another thing. He just said to us, I'm hearing one sound in the heart, and with this sound I'm hearing, it's like, I had a little background of medicine, so I understood where she was going before giving us the news. Apparently, they said it's actually congenital heart disease, what people would call a child having a hole in the heart. Sincerely, immediately I heard that, I don't know, I thought 1,000 things, and you know, and I remember, and it was like they will have to refer us. We were referred that particular night to Lassus, and that was how the journey started for us. Long story cut short, see, if I sent the picture of our daughter at that point to you, you would be like, what happened? There are times I will look at the picture and sincerely I'll be crying, God, because it wasn't what we weren't expecting that, but it happened. Now, why did I share that? So that you understand that in our different ways we face these things. I just told you my first son, very wonderful. There was nothing. I was everywhere. You understand? But this is another child coming from me. So I want to establish to you this afternoon that you should understand that no two pregnancies will ever be the same. So women, men that are here, understand that, especially our husbands, because one thing I've seen again is wife coming to tell me my husband said this, invalidating your wife's and feeling your wife's pain as if it doesn't matter because your friend's wife didn't do that. You expect your wife to be the same. So please, no two pregnancies will ever be the same. Even from the same mother. I'm not talking about pregnancy from Chineye and BC now. I'm talking about from the same mother. I just told you two pregnancies from me, but different scenario, different things happen entirely. But then, how was I able? I'm telling you from my own personal experience and from the experiences of people I've worked with on this journey. How was I able to help myself and I didn't fall into depression at any point? And funnily enough, even at that point we're going through all this, I was still counseling. People still called. I still have people that already paid, and I can't tell them I'm facing this because I was in the hospital for close to 2 weeks. And in that hospital, I was still using my phone to do some things because they had already paid. And it's not everybody that will really understand. We have people that will just tell you, madam, my issue is this. And so I still had to do those things for them. So why didn't I break down? What did I do? What was my knowledge? And I want to see a disclaimer here. Because whenever I say something, people be like, you are a married counselor now, you have prepared. I'm telling you, nothing prepares any of us for the things we face at times. Being a married counselor did not prepare me for that because I never thought of having a child. They would tell me at the point as a hole in the heart. Thank God, God healed the child and we didn't have to even do the surgery. And, miraculously, something just happened and, after whatever, thank God. But what am I saying? Being a counselor didn't prepare me for it. So don't think you are a counselor. No, it is not easy for anybody. Ask people around. The worst is even, I don't know if you've ever been to the hospital and you see nurses, they have their own mother or their family on the sick bed and they are jittery, they are crying, they are shouting that and you're wondering, is it this the same madam that will always shout on us as if that is it? Because it's our blood now. We don't want anything to happen to them. So it's not because of the knowledge of being, a counselor, but the knowledge I gained for myself as a single. And so this afternoon, I will be starting with the singles. I will be starting with the singles because when you have knowledge, there is this thing I read and I said, prior proper preparation prevents poor planning. So when you prepare well, prior to the time you have your child, it will help you in the long run. You'll be able to, shoulder some things and know that, this is how to go about it. So let me just give you a brief definition of what burnout is. Burnout is a state of emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion caused by excessive and prolonged stress. Excessive, note those words, and prolonged stress. Now, let me break it down. You might be wondering, it wasn't. See, 9-month pregnancy with a lot of issues that came with it was actually a long time. It was long. It was prolonged. So during that time, you were stressed. You might not know. You were stressed. And so what you don't want is postpartum to still have issues. But some women still have issues postpartum because they never expected something. So it's prolonged. And, there are times you feel overwhelmed. You're just tired. Like they don't set something. Postpartum depression. I will always tell women in our club, I will tell them, see, postpartum depression is not a respecter of anybody. Whether you are a pastor, deacon, you're born again, you're to the glory of God, I'm a child of God. Don't think this girl doesn't know God. I know God. I faith things too. But postpartum depression is not something you will face. It's not something you will say, because I have faith. Even if you have faith, understand what is happening first. Because it has sent people to where they never knew they could get to. Do you understand? So it's not a respecter of person. And so when I see people tell me, it is because she didn't affirm. Someone said that to me, like, we had one case that someone came to me in one of our Happy Mothers Club, and he was like, the husband, I think the husband, our mother-in-law was saying, Toriko Bagbo, like, because she could not apply faith. Faith. See, there are some, I'm not saying faith is potent. Don't get me wrong, if you're a Christian here, please. What I'm trying to tell you is there are some things that you really need help with first, even if you still faith them. I'm telling you, drugs work because you put faith to work. And people use drugs and it didn't work for them. So postpartum depression is not a respecter of persons. It's not because you are a born again or something. And you know, Oprah Winfrey says something. Biology is the least of what makes someone a mother. Biology is the least. It's not because you have given birth. And that's why I'm saying I will start with you, the singles. I remember in 100 level, there was this medical GNS we did. And first question then was, when is a mother a mother? And sincerely, all of us were all looking at the lecturer like, what is this man saying? We are once you give her, you are a mother now. But immediately he threw the bombshell, we knew that yes, as a woman, it gets to a stage where you are expected, even medically, you are expected to know some things that will help you. Now, the first thing for you as a single that I want you to learn as much as possible is that even before you enter into it or before you give birth, so that it will help you, learn about motherhood. Learn about, I said something, prior preparation will prevent you from failing. It will prevent failure. So learn about motherhood. And how can you learn? I'm telling you, I read Jackie Mize, Supernatural Childbirth. I read that book. I don't think I was even in a relationship when I read the book. And it really helps. I read Superwoman, that book too. I didn't have any fiancé or anything when I read that book. I read it. There were books I read. There was one from Pastor Bisi Adewale, Parenting from the Womb. I read that book, not because I wanted to get married, but because I love to be a polymath. I love knowledge. I just want to increase in knowledge so that when they're discussing some things, I'll be abreast of issues. Do you understand? So please, if you're a single here, read. And again, from reading book, you can, on motherhood, child development, about pregnancy, even Google is there to help you. You could Google these things about pregnancy. What happened in the first trimester? When will you go to the hospital? When I notice this, what happened? What is the challenge? Child development, milestone. What am I supposed to give my baby? What am I not supposed to give the baby? Learn about these things. Another thing that can help you, talk to mothers. And about this talking to mothers, I want you to, from then, learn mentoring. I think it was it last year that Fola Gbade wrote something on his wall that people will send message. I think I said Pastor. Mr. Yekanobi, so I think he has wrote something. I mean, he has written something like that before, that people will come to you inbox and I want you to mentor me, sir. Meanwhile, they are only coming to, just suck you, not that they are ready to serve. See, mentorship is about service. So when I'm saying you should learn from other mothers, I'm talking about you being ready to serve them. In the sense that when you're serving, you are even watching things that are happening. I told someone, I've been a mother even when I wasn't even in a relationship. I bet babies, how many days old. I did a lot of things back then. Not because I was even not to prepare for marriage, but then I feel it's what I should do. So it really helps. So learn as much as possible now that you're single. Don't let it be all about what you're looking for. A lot of you, what you want to do is wedding, and you're not learning anything. So please learn. I hope I'm not rushing. I'm trying to be fast so that we can cover as much as possible. So please learn. You need to learn as a single, because motherhood starts while you're still single. I told you what Oprah Winfrey said. You won't be called a mother because you have a child, your own biological child now, or biological children, but you are a mother. It's not, I told someone recently, I said, what makes a mother is the womb in your heart. And that is what makes fathers mothers as well. Once you're married, I tell people, I say you are a mother, because you should be able to carry pregnancy with your heart. You should be able to have the womb. Your child has a womb there, centered around somewhere down the intestine. Yours should be in your heart, so that whenever she's feeling anything, you're feeling with her. It's the same thing with singles. Your own womb now, your own carrying of baby or pregnancy now should be the fact that you're carrying it in your heart. And so having it in your heart will make you to want to learn about everything that will make you not to die, in quotes now, when you become a mother. So another thing is, please join online community. I will skip some things. Join online community. It helps. You don't need to. I know a lot of you, you just want to enjoy the wedding. A lady came, even recently now, proposal is another thing. A lady came for premarital counseling and we're in the process of, the booking and everything. And she just asked the question, ma, what if the guy will not kneel down for me to propose? And then I threw a bombshell to her. But then she couldn't answer. I was like, oh, apparently you're not ready. And so we did some clarity sessions and that was what happened. So please, I'm not saying you should not propose. He can go down one leg and propose to you, but please prepare for the main thing. There is always a day after the wedding. I jokingly tell people in our clarity session and during premarital training something, I will tell them, do you know that the wedding we all die about is not even up to a day? I don't know if you have ever, if you've sat down at any point to think about it. Reality is a day is 24 hours, 24 hours. But wedding, even if you're doing introduction and court wedding, engagements, which other one? Church wedding, reception, 5 now. Everything won't be up to 24 hours. But then you have at least 50 years to live and stay in that marriage. So everything you did or you did not do while you were single will matter. So please, singles, that's why I said your own is there. Prepare. Learn as much as possible. Google. Any book you lay your hands on motherhood. I remember that I usually see, whenever I see any pamphlet on things, I would read. Read books. Learn from mothers. Learn about, Mr. Meganobis talk about postpartum depression. And I'm telling you, it is real. It is real. Let me share something. I share my daughter's story and I think it was that sweet. Do you know, if not because of the knowledge I had, I still have, probably I would have maybe entered postpartum depression or blues, one of the two. Let me tell you what happened to me. Do you know, at a point in the hospital, I went to feed her. If you have ever know how they do neonate this thing in lawsuits, there are times they don't allow us to stay with them. God, that one alone could be very, very traumatic. God have mercy. And so we'll be in one room, and there are times I don't want to stay in that room. I will just leave, go somewhere. So when that day I went there to feed her, I looked at her on the bed. I was like, no, this is not my child. And immediately I just, sincerely, I didn't say it out, but in my mind, I muttered something in my mind. And the word was, this first time was, I think I only told my husband when we were talking. I just said it to me. I was like, meaning, this child, are you the only one? Why did I say that? That was to me comparison, because I didn't feel that for the elder brother. I felt she should be like that. So I felt something during your pregnancy, and now you are here again in the hospital. So, and I'm telling you, assuming I had not, curtailed the whole thing and, talk to myself. And sincerely, immediately I said, I was like, oh, God, forgive me. But then, do you know what? I didn't try to pacify myself with the fact that what I've done is bad or something. No. I'm not supposed to say it like I wasn't supposed to compare her with our brother. That was the thing I said I'm sorry about. But that was my feeling, because I saw things I never knew would happen. So you need to learn. And because I've learned, so I knew what could happen to me if I enter into that. Like Mr. Mkanobi said, I've seen women that come to me. One called sometimes last year. Sincerely, she said, ma, owo mi wa lorun. Meaning the hand was already in the, she was together with the child in the room, and the hand was already in the neck. What happened? At the point of pregnancy and even till after, childbirth, the husband was sleeping around and he wasn't available for her. So she just felt, that is the only child between us, and that is what will keep me. It was like, I just saw your Instagram page and I said, let me call. And that was when she called. So that was the saving grace. So please don't feel bad when you think about these things, but what you should do is to seek for help. So I might be chipping in things that will be for married as well. So singles, learn. And the last thing I will talk to you about singles, or second to the last, you should practice that self-care as a single. Don't wait for any man to take care of you. See, if you don't practice it now, if you don't understand what self-love is not selfish. Self-love is the fact that you love yourself enough to take good care of yourself and be good while you're not tampering on other people's well-being. Do you understand? You're not cheating people, and it's not that you are not sensitive to other people's plight and things that are happening to them. So you empathize and you sympathize with them as well, but then you feel, you know that you're important. That is self-care. So please prioritize your own self-care. Self-love is important. So self-care from now, just take yourself out. Don't always wait for that guy. You know, when I see women or ladies say, he didn't pay for our deals, I'll be like, come, you don't share. What is wrong with you? Can't you take care of yourself? Must they always pay for you? Can't you pay yourself and even pay his own? So please, as a single now, prioritize self-care. One day, just leave yours and take yourself out. Go and enjoy. While I know they finish. So enjoy your life, enjoy yourself. And finally, which is very, very important, please marry well if you are a single. Marry well. See, I can tell you all the things you should do as self-care strategy, but if you marry the wrong person, it could be the bane of what will cause you trouble. It will be it. So when you marry the right person, they will help you. I've seen women come to me and they will complain about what their husbands are saying. Like one after 3 children, she's now fat, and the husband opened the mouth to say, now she looks like an elephant. True life story, not like made up. How do you expect the woman to feel? You understand? So please, but when you marry well and you marry someone that has understanding as well, not just somebody that loves the idea of marriage, but is not ready to work at what makes it work, you will be able to understand things as it progresses in your marriage. So please marry well. Finally, for you, marry well. Now, let me go to the married. Now, for married women, mothers that have children, this session is actually for you, but I need to touch on those things so that we'll know how it will help. Now, one thing I want you to know, I said the first thing I put here for you is self-care is not selfishness. It is not self-centeredness. And it is being kind to yourself so that you can cater to the needs of your baby effectively with the right mental attitude. Again, you can say it to yourself. Please, I want you to even type it in the comment box. Say to yourself, when I do self-care for myself, I'm not selfish. I'm not self-centered, but I'm being kind to myself. So it is kindness to yourself so that you'll be able to cater to the needs of your child or your children if they are multiples. Because I tell you, healthy mother makes a healthy child. Sane mother makes a sane child. You know, if you are good, your child will be good. If something is wrong with you, there is no way you'll be able to take care of that child. And that is why self-care is very important. Owning your joy, owning your happiness is very key for your child to be healthy. And that's why I'll be talking about the things under your influence, under your control. Then I will tell you how to manage things you can't control. A lot of you, part of the things you can't control, your husband is even one of them. Some of you, your in-law, probably mother-in-law is one of them that you can't control. They are not under your control, but we'll see how you can manage them so that they won't, just make you feel bad about your choices. Now, for some women, if the marriage is right, motherhood will be right. And for some women, motherhood will be great and easy if the fatherhood was actually wonderful. For some, if parenting were to be beautiful, their motherhood journey will be great. And for some, if in-law management has been something great in their marriage, motherhood won't be like a death trap for them. And for some women, if the friends in their life, the association, the neighborhood, and everything, neighbors around them, if they'd been wonderful, their motherhood experience would have been great. You're asking me why all this? Because they contribute either directly or indirectly to what you're feeling presently. For some of you, and that's where I'll start from, for some of you, the burnout you're feeling is because your husband is not just it. During your pregnancy, he didn't even see anything good in you. You used to have very fresh face, and all of a sudden pimples, and he was like, oh, what is this thing? Sorry, I want to say something in Yoruba that I don't even know how to put in English, and it's one man that told the woman, and it's actually Ijesha. So if I have my Ijesha brothers there, probably you will know the English. The woman got pregnant, And on her face, she has some things. And in the autumn, they even said they are not pimples. And he said the day the man wanted to talk about it, the man said, nǹkan tí ṣàmùṣà ti jẹ gbogbo ojú ẹ̀. Now, ṣàmùṣà, how can I put it in English? Now, loosely translated that you that something I don't know, like one terrible thing has eaten the whole of your face. This was actually a pregnant woman, and that was the husband, the father, the person that impregnated her, told her that. So I know for a Yoruba person, you will know the deep meaning of that word. It's very deep. That shamusha, I had to ask. It's not just like saying insect bites. No, they said it's very deep. And the lady understood. So she said, I cried. So for some of you, it's been your husband that is actually the issue. So assuming your marriage is great, it would have been a wonderful experience for you. And for some of you, your mother-in-law came and wahala came for a lot. And for some persons, it's not even mother-in-law now. It's because you have a child before, and so parenting with your husband has been the issue. But then let's see. Now, what causes burnout for mothers? What causes a burnout? You know, a lot of things will cause burnout for you if you don't own things. It could be because of hormonal change, because there will definitely be hormonal changes. It won't be the same. And one of it is for some women, your menstruation just became another thing. I am one of them. And as I told you from the beginning, I will use myself as much so you will know that we are here together. But then the way we manage things is what will help us. When I am this person that it's been normal menses or nothing. Immediately I gave birth to my first son. It was heavy. It's the normal me. I can use one always. That's one. If I want to use it for a whole day, and I can like that. It's normal. All of a sudden, this thing just became one part. So for some of you, those hormonal changes came, and probably your husband didn't understand. He'd be like, kilo special. I'm telling you, it is special. It's so special. So that one is one of it. Another thing I want you to know, if you're a mother that probably in the office, you're working, and it is a toxic environment. That is one of the things I experienced with one of our mothers too. She said, I want to say, I will frame this so that I won't offend some persons. Because how she used it, I didn't like it. I told her, okay, let me say it. Apparently, she's working with a woman that is still trusting God for the fruit of the womb. All of them felt whenever they are pregnant, she's always very harsh. And the word, I won't use the word this lady used with me, but I told her, don't use that word, pray for her. And so she was like, it was really so toxic for her. So work, the way you feel at work could be another reason while that is happening. Another reason could be maybe after childbirth, you could not, breastfeed well. You were not lactating, or you have inverted nipple. Do you know we have women that have, normally women's nipple, a lot of us, we have straight nipple like this, that once your child just puts the mouth on the areola, they suckle and they are fine. But we have people that their own is inverted, like it's a comma. And so because it's a comma, it's hard for the baby to latch on your breast. That could be what is causing burnout for you. And so because your baby could not latch, you are not just feeling it. And whenever they want to latch, because you have not learned how they should latch, I'm telling you, there is a how to people that have inverted breast. So because you have not learned how they should latch, the baby, has always been biting you, and you have sore on your nipple. So to breastfeed is a problem. So that one could cause it. Another thing is the normal demands of taking care of the home. Because probably your husband is this one that will not even lift a hand or lift a finger because you've given birth. And another one is probably you have your in-laws with your mother-in-law is around, and mother-in-law is someone that will not even help with anything. And so she will demand, but she won't help. And so because you have her, you have things to do. That's another thing that could cause burnout for you. I'll be fast. Now, another thing is some physical pain or discomfort due to your...
Don't worry. Bisi, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
I said, go ahead, though. If whatever I want to share and teach, just go ahead. I'm here. All right. So maybe don't need to rush and all that. Just go ahead.
Okay, sir. I'm actually doing that because of the time. So, and a lot of you, like I said, I will share my own. For both children, they had to cut me. They cut me. And I'm telling you, ask any mother, I don't know if you're here and you were, you were caught. How was it? It wasn't a sweet experience. And you can imagine what they cut is not just flesh. I'm talking about cutting a vagina. Yeah, they cut the wall, your perineal wall. That was what was cut. And my own was very deep inside. Hi, what can't we say? For a while, it's another thing. I said I'll be, because on a Happy Mothers Club, on that platform, we are always, I say you can rant. We always rant and we talk. So I can be open here as well. If the Don has given me this opportunity of, I don't know, hundreds of thousands I would have paid to come on live for an hour or more with him. But if he's giving me this for free, I should be able to let it all out, whatever I feel as well. Now, let me tell you what happened to me too with my first child. We all know what hemorrhoid is. Because of the way I was sutured, I had it for, I think, for like 2 weeks. I just saw that thing, it shot out. But did we tell anybody? No. Myself and my husband, we pack them like that, put them for body. So that people are coming on social media, they look beautiful. You don't know what is, and that's why your brother will say, a lot of things is under the clothes. We are all wearing beauty, but a lot of things are covered. Nobody, people came to greet us. We're still in Port Harcourt for that our first child then. We're in Port Harcourt. People came from the church, but we didn't tell anybody. That was it. And you know, because I'm this, to the glory of God, after the childbirth, I was everywhere. I was everywhere. I had to do things. So you understand? But then, we never, if not for the first time I'm sharing it here, I've never shared it with anybody. It's only between me, myself, and my husband. I had hemorrhoid for maybe like 2 or 3 weeks before the thing now went inside. You understand? Maybe you add that too, or maybe you are even having it now. Maybe your child is just how many days old or some months. You know, but because I had that support, because myself and my husband, we gave ourselves to learn even before marriage. And we're not learning for people, but for ourselves. So it might be that you can imagine, because of my background in medicine, I knew what it was. I understood it. I still understand. But I never knew a time will come and I will have hemorrhoid. I never knew. I never knew a time will come in my life. Do you understand? As me, I don't understand what could happen after childbirth. I'm telling you, that could make me so dejected at that point. Because you wake up, you want to bathe and you want to win, and what you're saying is, what is this? Because I gave birth. I'm not cute person now. But I'm telling you, a lot of things happen the time a woman gives birth than eyes could see. So if you're feeling the same way, it's part of what will cause burnout. If you don't understand a lot of things, you need to understand. Another one I want to talk about, I'll be picking them, is the feeling of being judged or criticized by friends, your husband, your family, most importantly, your mother-in-law. I'm using mother-in-law because of what I have seen too. To the glory of God, I tell people, when I say what I've seen, not with me, or to the glory of God, I have the best mother-in-law you could talk about. But I'm talking about with counseling people, especially with mother-in-law, what I've seen with them. One was saying, mother-in-law was even telling her, what is special? Like, I think she gave birth to 9, but this is your own first, and you are doing as if, that was the word she said Mama used for her. Like, in the meaning, Lucy said that she's doing as if she just lost a child, like a child died in her, inside of her. Yeah. Because, you know, the weakness and everything. So when people are judging you, and that's why I talk about something from the beginning. See, everything in this life starts with and from our mind. If your mindset is right, there are things people would say that would hardly get into you if you are able to, your mindset about this motherhood is right. What you have even told yourself is you're right with loving yourself. And so when they are saying it, because of your understanding, you won't go to that state, to the extreme now. Because people don't really care. People don't really care. It's only you that should know that, oh, I need to be sane, I need to be okay for my child or for my children. So it might be because you're being judged. And for some persons, maybe at that point she lost her job, like one woman. And that's why I said, I pray for everyone. You know, it's not really good to work in a toxic environment. It was during pregnancy they served her sack letter. I think some employers are insensitive. I don't know how to put it. It was during that time she was served that letter. And so even during pregnancy, she said it changed everything. Like it changed everything for her. Because like, it is enough. And what happened? Because I think our own case was like my own for my second daughter that I talk about. she was not able to stand. So sort of she was always at home. And she said she even told the Oga that I don't mind if they won't even give me salary, but I think I need some. The next thing is sack letter. So your own case might be that as well. And it might be, high expectations from people. And another thing that I really want to hammer, which probably will be okay, maybe one of here, is pressure that you're giving yourself. And one of it is social media. What happened on social media? Now, let me share something with you. Sometimes last year, there is this person I'm following on Instagram, and he's a very big influencer. Probably not so big, but it's someone that even if I mention her name, you will know her. This particular day, she just posted a picture of her pregnancy, dancing, as in dancing very hard. And I think it was for her last child. And she said, if I can still, this one, an 8-month pregnancy, if I still they dance like this, waiting, you won't say be your excuse. See, sincerely, maybe I saw that caption. It was off for me, but my kind of person, even if you are close, I can say, please don't write that one. But online, no, I will just read and pass. I'm not like people that will now start judging and be abusing. No, I won't do that. Maturity won't allow me. Home training won't allow me. So, but when I saw it, I said, no, this is off. What of other women that even that your 8 months is, I mean, from day one till they deliver, they've even been in the hospital. We have people that they had to tie their womb once they get pregnant because the issue has always been the baby will come down if they don't tie that womb for them. We have people that from day one, they've been on bed rest till they delivered. So to have said that to me, it was insensitive. And we have people that came, they were pressing her, and all of a sudden, Kasala just burst. Someone that, they probably their friend or family or something. The person just said, the person actually called a Yoruba native name. What she's using on social media is not Yoruba name. People can be very funny. The person now called a Yoruba name and said, you can come here to say 8 months. Why not tell people what happened the first 2 trimesters? It was like, or make I show them your pictures. And that person too, that she wants to actually pass a message to people because she typed it jokingly, but then I got the message. Like, she now said, that I remember, then if we give you this, you can't even stand. I remember the pepper soup where you like, where I bring for you that time, if you chop them. That person now used that particular thing. I said, oh, I love this. Immediately I saw it, I said, beautiful. Then I saw some other mature women too, that were commenting. They weren't abusing her, but they were like, oh, you shouldn't have said this. We have men that are not. So your own case too might be because you come to, whenever you come on social media, they post pregnancy picture. What they are posting, I will mention this particular name because I love what she did during her own time. And that person is Olori Ebi. I won't mention her. If you know Olori Ebi, on Instagram, Olori Ebi. This lady, she showed everything because she's an influencer, to a very big one. Because she's an influencer, she showed us everything from the beginning to the end, all the struggle, everything she went through, she showed everybody. And when I saw that, I said, oh, I know why I'm following you. I love this because I love people to be real, especially women. We are our own problem. We say unprintable things to ourselves so that people will think you are a strong woman or you're stronger than the other person. No. So please, as a woman, I'm talking to you now, mother, don't allow, when you allow these unprintable words or things on social media to, you want to die because of like, and my own is not like this. So why is it that every time I'm pregnant, my own is, I'm telling you, they only show you, you can imagine if someone for first 2 trimesters are the 3 months. So first trimester, 3 months, second trimester up to 6 months. That means it was towards the end of 7th month that she became better. And so at 8 months, she was able to dance and she posted that. What happened to other months? And people will sit and they'll be like, my own case has always been. So please, don't allow the thing you're seeing on social media to cause you burnout. Another thing is dealing with unsolicited advice from people. They will come, especially if you're a first-time mother, it will come. People will give you advice. They will give you. But there's something I usually tell mothers. You are your child's first doctor. You are your child's first caretaker. You are your child's first anything you can think of. So the best your child will come from you. because God has empowered you with that. I mean, now with your husband, but because we are talking mother, that's why I'm using mothers. So the best of everything you think they could be or you want them to be will come from you. So don't allow what people are saying to make you feel downcast. A lot of people are downcast because they've heard too many things. And these things are is even from women. I see pages and I would, at times I'll be like, why are people insensitive? Why are people insensitive? So this advice, they will come. People will give you pieces of advice, but it takes you to now, you sort things out. That's the way I do. Our first child, we got advice, a lot of pieces of advice. But you know me now. What I'll do is inside. My husband do the same thing, but then we were able to pick the ones we knew. Yes, these ones we need them. We really need this one. And the ones we know that they will be kanda inside our food or inside our rice, they will be stoned. I will only tell you, oh, thank you, ma, because at least you're caring enough now to have told me something. Oh, thank you for telling me this. But if I know it won't work on me, I won't pick it. So all those things could be why you're feeling bothered. They're feeling disconnected from your identity or your previous life. It's part of what motherhood will bring. It won't always be the same. You should understand that even before you give birth. But if you've given it and that is your reality, you are this bubbling person, you go out before, you were able to do some things, it won't be the same. And it's just the same thing like the way marriage is. Like, I love something, normally when I come online like that, I come read Dawn's post. And when I came this morning, after I posted the first one I posted about this program, and the first thing I saw was one post about permission and everything. And I love his submission about it. That is it. If marriage is good, a lot of things will be good. So understand that fact that with other things, the person you're married to is very, very important. Like I said something earlier. If your husband, the person that impregnated is saying to you, Shamusha Joju, or you are looking like an elephant because you're now fat after 3 children, you can imagine there is no word that will pierce the heart of any woman more than that, because it's coming from your lover. So it can really be, it can cause, depression. It can cause that. So finally on this, so I can run because of the time. Now, I said something. You need to dealing with issues that you create for yourself. Yes, there are issues. I said things, you remember what I was still talking about, there are things that can cause burnout. One of it, I said, adjusting to life as a new mom, your child's sleep pattern, sleep deprivation, the fact that you are no longer the person you used to be, overwhelming responsibilities of taking care of your child. And then you can imagine if they are twin or triplets, multiples, overwhelming responsibility, hormonal changes, financial stress, working in a toxic environment, and all those things. Then I want to talk about this as well. Another one, sorry, before the last one. Then cultural or societal pressure or belief or cultural belief could be another thing. Like some persons that after birth, there are things you need to do. We have cultures like that. I think I've had 1 or 2 that we had to counsel at a point. I think they said in their house, after a woman gives birth, there is this thing they will do for the woman. This is not movie. It's not Yoruba, Nollywood or Hollywood movie. And part of it is they want to be sure if the child is their own. And they do that even before the 7th day. And I remember I said, oh, so didn't you ask questions when you were caught? And said, me or not seeing like I didn't remember that one. And I wrote a book recently on common questions you should ask before you get married. And I put some questions there. Some person were asking me, why will you say that? I said, oh, I put this thing because of what I have seen. And so if some things are right, I'm telling you, every other thing will be right for you in marriage. Every other thing will be right. And so, and it was like, oh, so before the 7th day, they will do this, yes. And there is another thing they will do for the baby too. And throw away something. She told me she throw away balo something. I've forgotten. But she not throw away daddy. Throw away is part of this thing they said they will do. So before the 7th day, the day of naming, they must do something for her. They must do something for that baby. Our own case, what they will do for her is just to be sure that this baby is our own. So once they have ascertained that the baby is theirs, they can now go ahead with the baby's rights before the 7th day. That one too can cause burnout, because especially if you didn't know before. And I was saying, I don't believe anybody will know. You won't know some things you won't ordinarily want to do and go ahead with it. So that is the case. And so she was like, that was it. And so the last one I want to say is the fact that there are some things that women, we are the one that bring them upon ourselves. And so because you brought them upon yourself, they now became a very big thing affecting us. And one of it is comparison. One of it is comparison. Stop comparing yourself or your motherhood journey with another person's journey. Your journey with the other person is very, 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 very different. It is different. And see, the grass will always be greener, will always be so pleasant on the other side because someone is tending to their garden, or probably people can pretend to some extent, and so you think it's fine. So stop comparing yourself. That is what I want to do. So please, women, don't compare yourself with other women. If what you can have is this, and one of the comparison is this, you know, women, especially first timers, you can get what you will never use for your baby till thy kingdom comes. You can get it. I remember when we were about, okay, because we were in Lagos when I got pregnant with our first child before we moved to Port Harcourt then, and I got to the baby shop. I started telling her what I wanted, and the girl said, and I remember she asked me, ma, first time I bet to be more like first time or I have a baby. I said first time. Oh, I knew she would have been like, yeah, let's rip her. I was like, even me, I go rip you if you know this person that is here. And she started talking stroller, sling, up here, you know. I should buy pillow. This one, it makes sound. The sound will help the baby. While like when the baby is sleeping, it will be singing cartoon song. The baby will be able to sleep well with the cartoon song. And that one with I think as at that 2018, then that cartoon song was, I think she said she had 10,000 something. You know, she was there. To the glory of God, the money has never been the problem. We could afford it, and till today, to the glory, we can afford, not like the money part, but I'm not wasteful. We can invest in things. So why waste money? And it's because I've seen a woman, she got all designer things. And when I asked her why, she was like, she mentioned mama this that got the same thing. So because they are competing, that was why she did that. And you know what? That thing she did actually, it was like she put a hole in their pocket, because there were things she got that they could not afford. And at the end of the day, she didn't use a lot of things. So please, they are part of the stress we put on ourselves. You want to be like that other person. She got everything designer. Even the baby, it was recently, I know that there are sincerely baby bath, designer baby bath. And she was saying, mama, even if you see that baby bath, when you go from afar, I said, if you know me, you will know that little things really freak me up like that. I hardly, once I can get value from whatever it is, and it will serve the purpose, why not? It will serve the purpose, I'm okay. Why spend the money? The money you can use to get land, why use it on buying baby things you won't use? And a lot of women will do that. So please, to avoid burnout, stop comparison, stop competing. Don't compete with people. Do things that, buy things you really need. Things you really need. Things you really need. I have one thing now that we were given. It wasn't during, before, when I got married, my office then. Sorry, I hope people are not here watching. You know, that thing they gave me, I've even forgotten the name now. For one day, we did not use it because I was like, I don't have need for it. It's recently when we were packing from Port Harcourt, so I said, I need to give someone this thing. Maybe someone would need it. So stop comparing yourself with another person. Another one is, please, mind social media doctors. We have a lot of doctors on social media, but if care is not taken, these are the doctors. Doctors in quote. Now, I'm not saying professional medical doctors. Let me clarify that. I mean, every woman now is a doctor. On those, those platforms you go to ask now, can I give my daughter, they just wrote lightning, not bleaching cream. Can I apply it? And they just wrote for this thing, is not this thing. Can I give her? Because you saw it somewhere. So please, mind social media doctors if you want to be sane as a mother. That's why I tell first timers or even mothers generally, you feel anything you don't know, go to your hospital. Your pediatrician, they know better. When I wrote my book, The New Month's Guide to Stress-Free Motherhood, a lady that got, when she was sharing, because I wrote something about drug abuse and why mothers should not do some things. I remember the lady said something. I still copied, that inbox, because she gave me permission to share anonymously. She was like, till that 2020, that there is no day she remembers the child, her daughter, her first child that died 2017. wasn't something that she will not cry. She said, ma, because I killed her. You can imagine for a mother to say, they said, because I said, why did you think? He said, oh, people were advising them about about drugs. If you are Yoruba, you know our mother, they used to have this, their ajogba, abidec is there, antibiotic is there, this one, that one is there. So she said she got everything, and they were giving the child. That there was just a day, they just noticed that the eyes were somehow, and they rushed her to the hospital. My dear, my people, by the time they got to the hospital, it was BID, brought in dead. And I think they said they now checked something. I said, oh, what were they given? And when she told them, it's only breast milk and all these our drug were given. They brought out drug. Apparently, the baby has not really been sucking. More often than not, whenever they give babies, the stomach is just very tiny thing they need now. Drug has actually taken better part of that baby's stomach. So she's not been feeding well or something. So, and they didn't know on time. That baby died. And you can imagine 2 or 3 years after, she was still saying, I killed her. And she said, I can't forgive myself. So please, mind social media, and please, again, another thing under your control, stop looking for chubby babies. I asked one, I said, come, chubby baby. What if I saw the woman, because at least I saw, because online we're talking. I could see you are not fat, very thin woman. I said, madam, what about your husband? The husband too now, no fat, but you're looking for chubby baby. And they've advised you with a lot of things, and you're just talking the baby with what the baby doesn't need. So all these things, it can cause burnout for when you're looking at another person's watch to do what you need to do. Now, let's talk about how you can use the strategy of self-care to now prevent burnout and maintain your mental and physical well-being as a mother and for your child. Now, I said something from the beginning. When you're good as a woman, your child will be good. The first thing and the most important thing is, please, mothers, work on your mind. Your mind is everything. Your belief about motherhood is everything. What you think motherhood is everything. And this belief system is what you built even as a single. Let me explain. Something happened, and this lady told me, he said, ma, this thing, okay, in English, women came to the world to suffer, and you are the one that will carry pregnancy. You are the one that will steal, they won't sleep. She mentioned everything, and sincerely, she was true. But where she was wrong is the fact that even in life, to get anything good out of life, we strive to get them. There could be some discomfort here and there. So I want your mindset to be whatever normal thing now that they are normal, betting a child brings to you. You should see them as they are part of the growth. They are part of the beautiful journey of motherhood that you want to experience, that you're experiencing them. So if your mindset is right, if you're not the one, you want to hear a horror story of this person and that person. Like my story that I shared, I hardly share with people. When I shared last year when she was 1, it was because I felt led to do, and I did. And I thank God for sharing, because see, if you see, my inbox was a mess that time. People that were ready to now, bringing out things they've had in mind, how their own was and everything. So mindset is very important. Who do you think a child is? Are you this person that all you just want is, let me just have them, and that is it? But now, because you now have the child, you're not prepared, it's not affecting everything about you. You can't even think straight again. You can think straight again. Are you such a person? So understand why. Your why is very, very important to all this. So work on your mindset. It can affect your experience as a mother. Another thing is this. They always tell us to sleep while the baby sleep. As a first-time mother, get enough sleep. Enough sleep in the sense that sleep as much as possible. There are times I don't tell people when the child sleeps, because if you are like me, a lot of us, it is even when the child is sleeping that you're doing some things in the house. If you can try not to do anything, please sleep when your baby is sleeping. Make sure, even if it's just a nap, 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, all those things, sleep. If you're following, there is this, I've forgotten this, Dr. Mali's page. Recently, what we're doing this one now is for sleep. And if you understand, last month, was it March 17 or so, was actually sleep day. for you to know how important sleep is to our mental health. Sleep day. And it's just to create awareness about how important sleep is for our mental and general well-being. So when you sleep, you are relaxed. When you sleep, you're rejuvenated. When you sleep, your hormones, your bones, some things will set. You wake up, you feel refreshed, you feel relaxed. You are better to even face the day. So as much as possible, get enough rest to prevent exhaustion and burnout. Another one I want to talk about, I'm saying self-care. That means I'm talking about things within your own power now. I will still talk about the ones that are not within you, but the way you can manage them. But these ones I'm talking about, they are within your power. So eat well, eat healthy food. And I thank God for the page I am. I know the Don to the Onemeka Nobis is actually very, very keen on this healthy living. You always post, oh, this is the thing he's eating, and some person will be like, how will this one? How will you be full with this one? Do you know there are times when you're saying I'm eating for two? I'm eating for two at times. It's not really eating for two in that sense. Because maybe you think you're eating for, if you're lactating well, what they need is little. But when you eat healthily, you will be fine. Healthy food comprises of all the class of anything you're thinking of that you need at that point. When you eat healthily, you get them from your food. Even if it is rice, you put it into vegetable. If it is, you're taking fruit, you eat your fruit, you eat it all. If it is, normal vegetable, there you want to take cucumber, you want to take carrot, you want to take even apple. It is avocados are filling, the one we call pear, all those little things that you don't see, and any fruit in season. So even if you're still going to eat your normal food, you will do it. You will do it. So eat healthily. Then please, as much as possible, take breaks. Take break. Take break. Take break. I can't overemphasize this. A lot of us, what is making us overwhelmed or burnt out is not really the child, but it's because we can't take our eyes off some things, myself inclusive. Let me set one example of what I'm facing now. So I have a child that is over a year. And so recently she wants, like my daughter I talked about, she wants to start eating herself. And see, by nature, even though I was eating, my husband said something, I was like, he's not. He said, it's only little that me, I'm close to OCD. Because see, I love the house to be neat. Whenever I see anything that is here, I want to pick. Even when myself and my husband are eating, and any little thing falls on the table, I want to pick it at that point. And so you know that if I'm doing that, it won't be good for this, my daughter, that wants to start eating by herself on her own. And so that's what we're facing now. But you know one thing I'm doing for the child, that even I told myself, I said, BC, what is all this now? It's not good, this thing you're doing for this girl. So she's eating the rice, and you know them now, until they pour it on the floor, they can't eat. And that's what she wanted to do. And me, I know that once she pours it on the floor, the next thing is for me to go and bring broom, and I want to sweep. I don't want to see, I can't sight that. And that was the case. So the same thing, I said, oh, I will do better. And so yesterday, I still did the same thing yesterday. She was eating rice, and on her table, she just threw from the chair, climbed the table, sat on the table, and she started pouring the rice. And while she was pouring, she was using the spoon to play drum. Immediately I looked at the side like this. Something in me was like, what is this now? And that thing in me, what that thing wanted to do is just to stand up immediately, carry her, clean her up, and clean my table. But then common sense told me, leave this girl alone. She's been a baby. She's been who she's supposed to be. So that's part of taking break. There are some things, we can actually overlook them. They're not that important the way we think they are. Even if it is about your marriage, if it is between you and your spouse, and that's why I think that is another issue. If it's probably you're having issues with your spouse and the relationship is not good, and that's why I said for a lot of you, it is because marriage is something else. That is why your motherhood experience is the way it is. It would have been beautiful assuming your marriage is well. So if it is even with your spouse, let me quickly teach this. You should understand the difference between annoyance and main issue. Now, how can I use to explain this? Okay, so annoyance is, there are things that, annoyance are things I don't like as a person. For example, we have women that they hate it when their spouse presses, when their spouse press toothpaste from the middle. You want them to press from down, and let's arrange it like that until we finish it. But whenever he presses it like that, you shout, ah, what is it now? I told you this yesterday. Why are you doing this again? Do you understand? That is annoyance. And now you have a baby that is taking care of that baby alone is overwhelming. And so what your spouse has done is actually something annoying you as a person. But you know, this thing that is annoyance in your spouse's brain or whoever's brain that you are annoyed at, to them it is normal. It is normal to them because they don't see it as any issue. Meanwhile, you are fighting yourself and you are a mother. What your child is doing is enough for you already. But then you still want to fight that particular one. Please take a break. Leave annoyance. Deal with real issues. Now, real issues are now things that can affect your value system. They are things that can really, they are so deadly that they are things you can't take. So please understand the difference and work according to that difference so that you will not wear yourself out and it will cause another thing for you. Another thing you can do, which is very, very important, please always ask for help. Ask for help. You want to avoid burnout, ask for help. So if you're like me, and this, see, I don't know, maybe it's my upbringing. I grew up probably not asking for help. We grew up on the understanding my parent gave us is whatever we need should come from them. Do you understand? So we had everything. To the degree we had all we needed. Let me put it like that. So even to ask people do this for me, they had me even till now. Even my husband always says, surely I'll be like, but I'm telling you, you want to avoid burnout as a mother, ask for help. Ask for help. And again, if the people you can ask for help, there are people that are not ready to help. Let me tell you something. House chore will never finish. Some things will never finish. If you know that you have done it to a point, don't be like one woman that sincerely, you know, whenever I still remember this, it pains me. So it was until the day she slumped that the man took, you know, the whole thing seriously. Very bad. Very bad. So don't get to that stage in your motherhood journey. Like you are overwhelmed, you're tired, you've been doing everything, you are exhausted, and you know that your body is even giving you signs, but you still think, I still need to do this, I must do that. If you are that type that must do, please don't must do until you enjoy yourself. I'm telling you, this woman I'm talking about, like, she's actually a family friend. They had to admit her in the hospital. She was admitted. During the process of admitting, I remember one of the things she said, she was like, BC, and I didn't bargain for this. What was it? She has always been said, I want to do exclusive for 6 months. But because our own strength couldn't even carry it, they only allowed her to express. And so whenever the baby is hungry, they had to give formula. And so she felt, I'm a bad mother and I didn't want this. So I said, no, you wouldn't have been a bad mother, assuming you knew, you had the understand that, no, this is a time to pause. So please, my sisters, whenever you know you need to pause, ask for help. If the help is not helping, if the people you think, if your husband, maybe your husband, your sister, whoever is around, if you think they are supposed and they are not helping, leave that particular thing. Even if it is you know, you are really tired, and if something is jetty or this has to be done, and you know that you can do it later, please leave things that can be done later for that later, so that you will not be admitted. I told you, it is a healthy mother that makes a healthy child. If you're not healthy, there is no way you'll be able to cater to the needs of your child. And so you're thinking, I'm doing this for him or I'm doing this for her. Meanwhile, you are not fine yourself. So you're not fine, he or she won't be fine. So ask for help. It might be from you. You need to build support system. It's very important. From your family, your friends, your neighbor, you know, and that's why good neighborliness is very, very important. Don't be one man mopo. There's one thing I tell people, even God created us, he did not create us in isolation. He created for he wants us to fellowship with people. No, not everybody, but people. Like, you should not put that you have the same values that it won't corrupt your marriage. And be with them, be together, so that as you journey in your journey of motherhood, you will be able to help. You know, like where we're living now, this place, even is part of what my husband, we've always lived in places where neighbors are wonderful with each other. You talk to yourself when need be, not like you're gossiping, or not gossip or anything, but very friendly things and very wonderful environment. I remember I can't forget where we stayed in Port Harcourt, and we always said, no. And the house, now, this is south, so it's not like a Yoruba, no, not Yoruba centered anything. No, we had Igbo, we had Akwa Ibom, we had plenty like that. But the way we related with ourselves, we still people that we still talk till today. But where we are now, after the whole thing, they just told us, in this compound, it's you and your head, you and your family, that they don't want people to be talking to each other, and not that you should not grieve, but they don't want to see them talking and all those things. And what is the issue? Okay, they add some tenant at the point, and I think one was trusting God, and there is one Aproko woman. So they now started talking about that they started talking about the other woman, that it got to the point that they were beating women. I mean, married women, oh, that have children. They were beating each other in the compound. So immediately that one happened, landlord just said, nobody will come to this and they will be friends again. Now, why am I sharing that? So the time I was pregnant and I was experiencing all I experienced with our second child, there wasn't really anybody in the compound that even knew that was happening, because when I go out, you see me okay. I go out okay now. It is inside that my husband knows. So, I mean, he knew what we're going through. But not quite long, another woman got pregnant in the compound. Maybe because of who I am or because of the field I am. I just, whenever I see her, then I will just notice that something is wrong with this woman. And so there was just a day I just went there. I said, oh, mommy, this, hope you're fine. So I had to go to her and see if you see the way she appreciated that thing when she was talking. To the extent that the woman that they faced each other, she told the woman what I did. So why I'm sharing that with you is you don't know the extent to which people need help. And so if you're here, you are single, you talk to your sister-in-law anyhow, or you are even married, you are a married woman, it was a smooth journey for you and you can talk to other women the way you like now. Please stop it. You are adding to their problem. You are adding to the problem. If you can't help, this Yoruba adage, it says, if you can't help me, leave me the way you met me. So if you can't help them, leave them the way they are. The inside struggle is enough. Mom's guilt is there. And that's another point I want to talk about. Please, for yourself, part of self-care is ditch mom's guilt. It will come. You will feel like you're not enough. You will feel like you're not doing enough for your child. You will feel like everything you're doing is not even the way it's supposed to be done. You would see another person and they would say this, and you want to think, oh, my own is not it. I need to redo it. I need to do better. What we call imposter syndrome. Meanwhile, you're doing well. Ditch mom's syndrome. I mean, mom's guilt. Mom guilt. Mom guilt is real. And that one too can cause anxiety for you because you're doing well already, but because mom's guilt has entered, you want to overdo like nothing is happening. Mom's guilt is very, very real, but I want to tell you, please, don't allow it to destroy the beautiful things you're doing for your children. You're trying. On that one, if why you're feeling mom guilt is because you think you're not lactating well. Now, let me say something to you. Do you know that you can't say if you're lactating well or not until a lot, parameter we use is diaper change. Those are the things you would see. You're sure that the baby is doing well, but because you just feel the cheek, they are inside, the head is inside. She's not even fat like somebody. Leave fatness. Oh, chubby doesn't mean healthy. I usually say that to women. Chubby doesn't equate that the child is healthy. And that the child is not slim doesn't mean they are sick. No. A chubby child, or a slim baby, they are all healthy. So far, medically, there is nothing wrong. So please, you should know that you're doing well for your baby. So don't allow mom's guilt to take away the good thing you're building. Don't allow mom's, I think I've shared some before, don't allow mom's guilt. I know it can come. I'm not, immune to that as well. There are times it comes to me like, this thing you just did. I'll be like, now again, immediately I'll tell myself, but this is the way. Now I'll tell myself, you're doing well. This is the way it's supposed to be done. So please, mom's guilt, ditch that. Another thing, I think I've said it before, but let me hammer it. Please, limit your social media use. I'm not saying you should not come on, at least it's because you came now that you saw that Don posted yesterday about this and you're here. But please, limit it. Why you're limiting it? You can limit it only to the pages that are doing something great for you. People that are really helping you. You should limit it to people that are really helping you, not people that will cause you trauma. Trauma is real. See, all these things we're talking about postpartum, they are actually traumatic experiences. Do you understand? And they're real. So limit if you know that this person will always, and you know, maybe during your own time, your pregnancy did you shaggy, and you are not matured enough to be able to own that shaggy you did, I mean, that you experienced. But this person always post, a woman is not supposed to this. I see that a lot. I see that a lot. That they'll be saying, pregnancy should not be make a woman not to be lazy. Pregnancy is not meant to be make a woman to be this. And you remember from the beginning, Dawn said something about postpartum depression. Yes, I know someone that told the wife that that if truly the wife has been with him in their Christian journey all along, that she won't feel that. And I was now like jokingly, because I love to douse tension for my clients. I now told him, I said, "I Boma, so what have you been doing to you have not been born again?" The woman started laughing before we now went into therapy that she needed. Do you understand what I'm saying? See, this postpartum depression, if you don't know, though there is a stage where our own as counselors therapy will help, and there is a stage really refer to psychiatrists. And when I'm saying psychiatrists, I'm not saying you are mad, because in Nigeria we don't understand mental health. When you hear mental issue, no. Mental issue doesn't mean the person is mad. It might be like some things are not right mentally with your mental and emotional psychological state. You understand? So it will get, sorry, excuse me. That is part of it. It's my son, they are here. You know, it's part of what we're talking about. We have to manage it now. Hallelujah. Oh, sorry. So we need to manage all these things. You know, it's part of life. So, you know, and that is how we just manage. So postpartum depression is, let me quickly talk on, because part of what I have too for you to manage. Never get to that point. If you feel that after, you know, we have baby blues. There is baby blues, that one with time, it's just that you are anxious, you're not just feeling yourself, and with time that one could wear off. But with postpartum depression, I'm telling you, people take drug, antidepressant, and I'm telling you, antidepressant is not really good for you. Every drug has untoward effects. So it's not something you want to take. That is why you need to really help yourself as much as possible to not get to that point. So seek help. Seek help. Ask for help. You're not though you are a superhero, you've done a lot. But then asking for help is self-care. Asking for help shows that you love yourself. Asking for help shows that you're mature enough to accept that you're limited in things you can do. It is not a sign of weakness. It is not a sign of laziness. It is not a sign of, oh, I'm not enough. And sincerely, I tell people, we are all not enough. There are, you know, I said something like, come to Don's page to look at things. I'm not enough in marketing. There are a lot of things I learned from him. I remember when we joined your book, Resell Academy, I learned from him. That was 2020. Then I learned a lot from him, from people he brought. And when ink and pen was still on, I learned from that page as well before he brought it down. I've been learning from him. So we are not, nobody is self-sufficient. And even he always, I remember there was recently he posted about he paid some amount to somebody. He still, Mr. Victor Bassett, he still paid for his own class as well. So we are all not enough. It has to be that we form clusters to be who we really need to be. And it's the same thing for you in your motherhood journey. You need to form that, but now with like-minded people that will help you, not people that you will bring into that space and they will be the one to cause you wahala. So let me move on. I told you limit social media use, because when you come at time and you see some things, they can actually dampen your mood. They can bring you down and you feel like I'm not doing well. And that particular thing can bring mom guilt, which can lead to blues. And if care is not taken, postpartum depression might not be far from you. Another thing, which a lot of us don't understand, you need to practice self-compassion. There is something we call self-compassion. You know, you can be compassionate to people, you can be kind to people, but sincerely, it is during therapy or counseling times I see that people are not compassionate to themselves. They want to die for other people, they're not ready to die for themselves. They want to be good. Let everybody see them as that good person. Oh, she's doing it for me. She's always there. But they are not there for themselves. Don't be like that. Please practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself. Recognize that motherhood is challenging and give yourself credit for what you're doing. That is part of self-compassion. Be compassionate to yourself. I want you to write, mention, say, BC Ojolo, you'll be self-compassionate to yourself. Write it in the comment section. Be practice self-compassion. Be self-compassionate. I mean, to yourself now. You're doing well. Even if you're a mother here with many children, you're doing well. So for every milestone, appreciate yourself. Take a cup of zobo or kunu or tiger nut drink or whatever. Take it and be happy. And tell yourself, I'm doing well. Because, see, do you know that even generally, human beings, we have this issue of having a short memory of good things people have done for us, but a very, sharp and very long memory for bad things they've done. Okay. And it's the same thing when you're not compassionate with or to yourself. So you're not remembering the good things you're doing or that you've done. And so you feel it is only when that bad thing happened that you think, I didn't, and you want to cry your face out, your eyes out. No, practice self-compassion. Pat yourself on the back. Tell yourself I'm doing well. Tell yourself I've tried. Tell yourself I'm trying. I know you can be better. All of us wants to be better. All of us are going to be better. All of us are doing things that will make us better. But then one thing is important, self-compassion. Tell yourself I'm doing well. Pat yourself on the back. If once in a while you take ice cream, go and buy ice cream for yourself and say, for this thing I've done, I have tried. Notwithstanding or not minding what some people are saying that don't understand your journey. And I will tell you, I don't understand your journey. I can only understand your journey if you're my client, you come for counseling and you tell me, this is what I'm going through. Now, if I had not come to share part of our journey with people last year on Facebook and Instagram, nobody knew I went through that. Because though I wasn't really online at that period, even during pregnancy, maybe for months, I wasn't really online because sincerely, I couldn't cope. And so I don't hide. I won't want to look good to you and be suffering inside when I know my mental capacity is not really up to that point. I don't need to make people, you want to impress people. And I tell you, when you're trying to impress people on your motherhood journey, nobody is impressed. You are the one that will be feeling depressed. Let me say that again. If as a mother, you want to impress people on your motherhood journey, nobody is actually, and in the real sense of the word, impressed, but you will be the one that will be depressed at the end of the day. I don't impress anybody. No, I don't need to impress you. If what I'm doing, you're not impressed already, I won't kill myself for you. Not even when I know what I'm going through inside. I'm not saying you should be weak, but be real. Don't be weak, don't be lazy. But as a mother, be real, be real. If you're being real, looks weak or looks lazy to other people, let it be. But you know how you are feeling inside. That is enough. So please practice self-compassion. Pat yourself on the back. If you didn't get push gift from your spouse, because sincerely, women, we can be funny, God bless us. That is one thing one woman was fighting for recently, one of my clients. And she was saying the other, and he said, Ma, you won't believe that, he's an evil person. There was a way he said that, but I didn't know the meaning, and I started laughing. I said, what do you mean, mother? He said, that I no get push gift for me. And this person got this for his wife. So apparently the person is actually his husband, our husband's friend. And so he got that thing for the wife, and she wanted the same. And I had to tell the man, I said, if you want it to tell your spouse, not that you'll be using corner to, and that's all part of what we are saying. Even if your spouse did not get push gifts, my dear, I talk about self-care, I talk about self-love. Love yourself enough to buy it for yourself. If you can afford it, or whatever you can afford, buy for yourself. Be compassionate. Sorry, please, go and tell uncle to give you. Sorry. That's part of what we are saying, motherhood. Hallelujah. So be sure that you're compassionate to yourself. Now, next one, which is very, very important, and a lot of us don't use. Self-positive affirmation. Use positive affirmation. If you understand how affirmation can go, I'm telling you, daily, you will look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, BC, you're doing well. You will tell yourself, you'll be able to tell yourself, oh, you are beautiful. Even when your spouse is saying you're too big or you look like an elephant, you'll be able to tell yourself, I am not elephant. I'm a human being. And one thing, sorry, if you're not a Christian, the Bible says we are created in the image of God. And it says something, you are wonderfully and beautifully made. So stand in front of the mirror with all boldness, tell yourself, I am wonderfully I am fearfully, I am gloriously made. Tell yourself, I am doing what is right for my baby. I know what my baby needs. I know what my baby wants. And I am giving my baby the best I can give. I am doing the best on this journey. This is the best I can give my baby. You can tell, though I can get better, but as I'm trying to get better, I will celebrate what I have at hand now. Please go and write those positive affirmations. I do that. Write them somewhere. You can even have like over 100. Write them somewhere. Put them somewhere. You need them to thrive. You need them to succeed on this journey. Excuse me, what do you want? What is stopping mommy? Go and tell uncle to give you bread. Yeah. And when he's done beating, he will give you. Thank you. You can see I'm there. I told you before I started. Sorry, please. I'm so sorry. Pardon me. So you tell yourself, this is it. I am enough. You are enough. I'm not saying you should flatter yourself. Positive affirmation is not flattery. It's just like you're calling things that are not as though they are. As though they were rather. And some are even true. And some are then go out. And some are even true, but before you've not been appreciating yourself. So please, thank you. But please do all you can do to positive affirmation help you boost your confidence, and it reminds you of your strength and your ability. When you affirm yourself, it will help you remind you of the great work of motherhood you're doing. It will boost your confidence. It will strengthen you from inside. It will help you to always do more. It will help you to do more. You are happy to do more when you affirm yourself positively. It will help you to do more. That's what positive affirmation will do. So please use the key of positive affirmation. And another thing I want to tell you, even if somebody, you went out and someone says something to you, it is negative. When you get back home, positively tell yourself this is the real thing. Or even right there, you might not say, maybe it's an elderly person. Like, I think it was Madame Dolapo Bado that wrote something when she was pregnant, and the parents said, how is your husband even looking at you with these pimples or something? And instantly, she just laughed it off. I know for some of you that you have not built good self-esteem, that might have been something that will bring you down, like, a stranger telling me my face is not good. How is my husband feeling now? And please affirm yourself. You are strong. You're doing well. You are good. You are enough for your baby. I am enough. Write as many as you can, even write in the comment box now. I am enough for my baby. I am doing what I need to do. I can do this. I will be the mother of my baby. Nobody will take care of this baby for me. I am strong enough. And see, why I tell people to use personal affirmation, I balance it as well. As much as you're affirming yourself, do something in the line of your affirmation so that the affirmation will be real. So the affirmation will not be like something that, you are just exaggerating and is not finding fulfillment really in your life. So as you're affirming yourself, try and do something along that line as well. Oh my God. So okay, let me rush now. I don't know, I've spent time like this. Okay, let me drop one more and I will go to fatherhood and then in-law. I'll just pick few things about fatherhood and in-law and I would leave here. So sorry, I didn't know I've taken our time. So, okay, lastly, let me just drop one. You need to seek social support. That is important as well. See, there are a lot of things your family will not understand. There are a lot of things for some persons, even your spouse, your husband will not understand. But when you are in a social support with other mothers who have experienced what you're experiencing, or who are going through the same stage, you can run together, you can seek help together, you can talk about solutions together. You have opportunity, maybe the person that owns the platform has opportunity to now, bring you people, maybe a monthly seminar, you even go out to unwind and all those things. There is a way. I tell you, it's one of the things we do at Happy Mothers Club, and it's been a wonderful journey. Please do that for yourself, and I'm telling you, it will boost a lot of things about you. So now let me go to fathers. How can fathers help their wives? Husbands, how can you help your wife to prevent burnout? You might think you don't need anything to, you have a lot to do. See, your mouth, even if you think you don't have anything to do with your hands and like you are dropping money, that is okay. Your mouth has a lot to do here. Your mouth. We have a lot of men here, they get bad mouth. They get bad, I mean bad mouth. That we have men that when they talk, I think it is women that they said when some women talk to you, you can go and die. We have men too that when they say something to their wife, the woman will feel like it is not God that created her. So one thing I want to tell you is, please be truly there for your wife. Be truly there. The journey from pregnancy to delivery to postpartum it's not an easy journey. And I said it before, it's not the same for every woman. You can imagine, assuming my husband is this person that is not knowledgeable and he felt we were relaxed now during our first child, and the second one came and he still felt the same and nothing. What would have happened to us? Maybe by now, probably this one that I'm even on Dawn's page, maybe they will say I'm still in one hospital trying to recuperate. Because I'm telling you, what I went through then wasn't my mind for me. And postpartum, I told you, for one to hear that my child has a hole in the heart, you should know it won't be an easy thing. And result upon result kept saying the same thing. It wasn't easy. So please, be truly there for your wife. Don't just be a sperm donor. We have a lot of sperm donors, a lot of men. As in, when I say a lot now, I'm not saying every man. Quote me right. When I say a lot, I'm not even saying 10. I can't say the percentage, not statistically, but a lot means more than 1, 2. You understand what I'm saying? Because I know a lot of you now, what you're hearing about marriage, bad marriages, toxic marriages, traumatic marriages, make you to think, oh, marriage is bad. Marriage is not bad. Marriage is good. You understand? When I say a lot, I mean more than 1, more than 2, more than 3, and even more than 5, because if I've counseled more than 10, more than 20, it means a lot. That's my lot. I need to clarify that. So a lot of men, they're insensitive, and we have a lot of men that are sperm donors. They are just there to donate sperm, as if it's a sperm bank. If all you want to do as a man is to donate sperm, please, we have sperm donors. I mean, sperm collection centers. I even know one. I worked somewhere when I was 7 in Port Harcourt, and fertility hospitals, they need it too. They would freeze and use it for women that need it later. So if all you want to be is to be a sperm donor and collect whatever, see, let them know that you want to be a sperm donor. Don't now impregnate someone, and after impregnate the woman, all you want to do is just to talk to her anyhow. Please read for yourself. Part of the way you can help too is to read. Attend seminars together. Look for where antenatal, attend antenatal. When you attend antenatal, you understand some things. My husband too. And then I remember then the hospital I used in Port Harcourt, then there were men that we had men. And when they were in the matron, we'll be like, you are clinical, they will now be speaking Igbo to themselves, and we'll be laughing. Attend antenatal. When you attend antenatal, you will understand. Now, part of what antenatal would do to help you is this. I will talk fatherhood and in-law relationship together, especially mother-in-law, because I know in most places it's the husband's mother that comes for Omugo. Omugo, Igbo call it Omugo. I don't know what Yoruba call it. I don't know the Yoruba, but the meaning is, the parent that will come after childbirth, come and care for the child and the mother. But that one too is another thing that causes, burnout for a lot of mother, because the mama mama is expected to take care of the new mother, but then mama will now be demanding to be taken care of. So why I'm saying when you go for antenatal is you will understand what should be done to your baby and what should not be done. Because I've had issues of mama bringing this agbo that whatever, very tender, they should be giving a child agbo. Hey, even an adult, we tell adults that, see, anything that doesn't have measurements, don't put it inside and kill yourself. And you now want to give a child that is just developing, their kidney, their liver, their intestine is not developed. It's not yet developed. Excuse me. All these things are not yet developed. And by the time you now start talking the child with agbo, you want to kukuma pafka everything. And mama is saying, that is the way I did it for your husband. That is this. And you too, baby husband, still wearing that. Are you saying, allow mommy now? At least they use this for us and nothing happened to us. But if assuming you had gone through this thing with your wife, you would know that it's not good for your baby. See, it's part of the things I explained. No matter my book I talked about a lot there, because they are true life experiences of people. So please, you need to help your wife. And another thing, never invalidate your wife's feeling. It will be bad of you to do that. Come, it is my body. I told you, Oga, I'm having
I think she's having some issues, and she has been knocked off. So, guys, I hope you've got a have had a sorry, beautiful time so far on this teaching. I mean, it's been 1 hour 40 minutes of our teaching, and I do hope that you've got some good value. If you've gotten value ever since that she was teaching, uh, you can share this live stream. There's a share button just beneath the video. Just click the share button and reshare this live stream to your timeline. Other women could, men and women actually, married women, singles, could rewatch this live stream and get some form of great value from this live stream. I mean, I have been in the background learning, learning from all the things that she has been sharing, and has been amazing. I don't know if I'm going to, I don't know. For now, I'm no longer, I'm done with giving birth to kids. But I mean, I learned even after having um, decided not to give birth to kids again. So go ahead and share the live stream, and so that other individuals can enjoy what you've just enjoyed. Okay. I think she has been knocked off. I think it's network issues. She's not back yet again at the back end. But do you have questions that you want to ask? There are questions while I try to get her back on the live stream. There are questions that you love to. Are there questions that you want to ask? Please let me know. Drop questions. I'm trying to get her back on the live stream again. Okay. I'm not seeing questions in the live stream again, but let me know if you got questions. Okay. Okay, Paul, you're saying that you have got a question. I'm trying to get her back on the live stream, all right? But then go ahead and drop up your question. She's saying she's trying to come back again. Drop your question, all right? I'm trying to get her back on the live stream so that we can wrap up in the next 10-15 minutes, okay? Okay, drop your questions. Okay. Okay, Paul, thanks. Thanks for the privilege to learn here. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, drop your question. As I hope that I can get her back on the live stream. It's already for 1 hour 44 minutes gone, but she's struggling to come back. I just hope that she does. I just hope that she does. I just hope that she does, man. Okay, you're asking, fathers or husbands really attend antenatal with their wives to know stuff necessary to determine who comes for Mugo, whether from the man's end or from the wives? Okay, let me answer this. But it's a two-way thing, basically. If you are, it's nice for a man to understand the things that their wives are going through, and most of the time, you can get, this information when you attend antenatal. I will not lie, I didn't attend antenatal with her, but I read books, because the body of one woman is not the same with the body of another woman. Some women, when they are going through pregnancy, they experience different symptoms. Some could, different kinds of symptoms depending on their body type or body makeup. And pregnancies are different. First pregnancy may be different from second pregnancy. In first pregnancy, the woman maybe vomiting or spitting, and then the second pregnancy, she's just all good and great. So during antenatal visits, they tend to learn about their bodies. Okay, she's back. She's back. She's back. BC, are you there? Network is giving her some tough time, but I hope that she returns. All right. So it's during these antenatal visits that are able to speak with their doctors, and doctors can be able to tell them what's going on with their bodies. And if you attend, it can help you to understand some of these things. But all through for my three babies, I didn't. But then, by asking questions, by having conversations, you can learn certain things. By reading books, you can learn certain things. All right. Um, when you say determine who comes for Mugo, whether from the man's end, usually, culturally, like in the Igbo tradition, it's usually the woman's mom that attends. But in case that the woman's mom is not available to attend, then the man's mom can attend. But in certain issues, maybe both the woman and the man, their moms are all dead, then someone can attend. Like for example, in the church that I attend, there are these women that are specifically, um, like it's like a committee of sorts, and these women by themselves voluntarily accept to go and help the women out who have given birth in the church. So they come, they take care of the babies, they bathe them, they teach the women how to take care of the babies, and that's it. So I don't think it's cast in stone whether it's supposed to be for the man or supposed to be for the woman's mom to attend. But by virtue of the fact that the woman is, I mean, the mom, or your mom or the woman's mom, having gone through childbirth also is kind of experience to come to take care of the woman. All right, but I don't think it's cast in stone. So if you strictly say it has to be the mom of the woman, what if she's not alive? Does it mean someone else cannot do that? All right, so I don't think it's cast in stone for example to be a must. For example, if the man is working, if he's working in a company, he cannot be able to leave his job and go for antenatal all the time. But then it's something that you should experience if you really want to. Okay, I think she's back. BC, you're back.
Yes, sir.
Okay, there's a question someone has for you. I think you are done with your presentation, and maybe before network knocked you off. But I think you can answer this question. I've answered this as a man, but I think you can answer the question, and then we will begin to wrap it. So the guy asked the question. He said, "Must fathers or husbands?" I don't know if you can see the question from your end, but it's asking,
Okay,
"Must
yeah, no,
fathers or
father
husbands?"
really attend antenatal with their wife to know stuff necessary to determine who comes for Umugo, whether from the man's
Yeah. So
hand
go
or
ahead.
the. Okay. Yes, sir. All right. Sorry, I hope you got what I said. I actually didn't say antenatal will make you know the person to come for Umugo, not the person coming now. You understand? And the antenatal I just put that as a part of it. Antenatal will expose the man to a lot of things. You understand? But I now said for some persons, one of the things that will usually cause trouble is when from some parents, because they have done something for their own child, especially the case of these are good thing, which is what I've seen. You understand? They want the child to use. Well, if you are a mother, you have attended and you have been protecting your wife from time, even before this happened, you'll be able to like I'm talking from something that happened. I gave an advice, and that was what the man did. And he didn't say whenever they now go, they even take mama along postnatal now. The day mama now heard from a pediatrician what that could do to their baby, mama stopped. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I'm not saying going for antenatal will make you determine or know who will come. No, that's not. It's between you and your spouse now. What is antenatal? Antenatal has nothing to do with who will come for your omugo. But I mentioned going for antenatal. I now put omugo in that part of what will help you is when you have that understanding of what you're not even supposed to give in the first place, you will be able to be on your wife's side and you'll be able to talk with one voice to mama like, oh, this is not good and it can affect our child. And see, another thing for that antenatal too is, I don't know, some women here, even a lot of women don't know this. Do you know that jaundice, mentholatum, camphor, and all these things you put for children, they are contraindicated in jaundice. They are risk factors for jaundice. A lot of people don't know. A lot don't know. And they are. I have seen children, neonates, and I saw that when I was in the hospital with my daughter. Some of the neonates I were in the same room with, since that Monday I cried. And what made me cry? The way the nurse now said it, like she didn't have blood running through her. She was like, and now waiting, I don't like to walk for Monday like this. Our baby could go just pack like that. Like she doesn't have baby. Actually, what happened when we're asking, because I was in the place too, I always pat some mothers like they should take it easy, God will take control and everything. And I know the history of this particular guy, the baby. So I think she is healthy to some point, but there were traces of jaundice in him. Then the mother, they said that money or something, they took them somewhere and the person used mentholatum for him. By the time they brought him to come and suck, the mother just noticed that the bodies had turned yellow, the face, and the boy was just like, the way the boy was moving wasn't just it. So they rushed to the hospital and they saw that the jaundice was even high. Now, not just high, it's now neurological. And with that, when neurological jaundice is actually jaundice that now has to do with the brain. And they even said, even if the child, some children don't even go past, and if they will go past, it might, cause some mental damages like that. But they tried to find where to fix things and all these things for the particular child, but they were able to squeeze in something. But at the long run, the child died. And the person that, the lady said it, the person that even gave, I just didn't want to put before, because not all mother-in-laws are like that. I told you, I have the best. I use my own mother-in-law to pray for people at times because that woman is superb. You understand? But it's the reality of a lot of women. You understand what I'm saying? And when the woman was not talking, was like, mama will come in the low, as in the mothers and the mother-in-law was the one that actually bought. I was like, no, don't fight mama. Like I always tell women, whatever the mothers are doing, it's to the level of their knowledge, and they feel they are doing what is right as well. No woman wants to kill her grandchild. You understand? So that's where the antenatal thing came in. I'm not saying antenatal will help you determine. No, even in antenatal, they don't even talk about who bring omugo. The only thing that comes in on antenatal with omugo is when they are talking about drug. That when your mothers come for omugo, don't allow them to give our baby drug. They will just joke, but not like telling you who should, come for your antenatal. For your omugo. No, not that. So you determine that between you and your spouse. So I think it's a good place to stop, though we have a lot, but I think the husband should get that. And for the in-laws as well, please help the woman to leave. Don't be on their neck. What you can't take, don't allow it for them. And another thing I've seen again with the omugo thing, I think the world is evolving, things are changing. I was on a platform recently, no, not recently, I think 2 years ago now, 2001. And the mothers on the platform were talking, millennials and Gen Zers. Do you know that the world we have now, a lot of women my age, a lot of women in my generation will not even go for omugo. They will prefer to send house help to their daughter or to their son instead of them going for it. Because I had a lot of them talk about that, even me, I can't do it. And I was asking, I said, so why do people now fight your mother-in-law? The same thing you're feeling like, can't do this for your child is the same thing the mother-in-law is feeling. So it's just a matter of balance. Understand mama, know how to mind what she's feeling. When you understand that, you'll be able to coexist together and, when in peace and in harmony. But above all, understand that you are important, you matter, and your health, overall health of the mother is important to the overall health of your child. So use all these things and I've been able to, because I don't think I've not been able to even do like half of, but then I was able to pick important things that you need on this journey. So please go with that, and I trust that you will be fine and you will do well with your child. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Donimika Nobis. God bless you, sir.
Okay, so thank you very much, BC. I think we will call it a day here because I have another appointment to attend to. Thank you so much for coming and sharing. I mean, you've shared from the depth of your heart. I'm very grateful for this great topic. A lot of individuals will be like, Mika, is this not shameless marketing or whatever? But then I'm grateful that via this live stream, people's lives have been touched, and I'm very, very excited about that. So thank you so much, BC. I'm grateful that you came on this live stream with me. To everybody who joined this live stream, I'm happy that you joined the live stream. I do hope that you gained some great value from it. So God bless you, everyone. I look forward to seeing you again on live stream. Thank you, BC. Please go ahead and
Thank
follow BC. We have I've spoken about her, wrote about her on my timeline. So please reach out on this live stream. You can reach out. Her name is BC Ojolo on Facebook. On the same thing on Instagram. So I mean on Instagram and then on LinkedIn. Please go ahead and reach out and connect with her, and build alongside what she's doing. If you've got questions you want to ask her, please reach out. If you've got things you want her to stretch out, so please do that. And I do hope that things will be better for you. All right, so thank you, everybody, from me here in the city of Port Harcourt to BC in Lagos, and to you from anywhere that you tuned in. God bless you today. Goodbye.
you.